Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers are guaranteed a spot in the Western Conference playoffs because they finished in third place. Don't be surprised if Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka shocks the NBA world again. There are already rumors that he wants to pair the giant Zion Williamson with Luka Doncic to create the most feared duo in the NBA. This duo will be unstoppable, because Zion Williamson provides defense, offense, physical strength, and explosiveness, along with Luka Doncic's genius, which will make the Lakers the best team in the Western Conference for a few years, because both players are young. And next season they will have help from LeBron James, who wants to be an NBA champion, to crown his brilliant career. Is there concern about Zion Williamson's physical condition? Yes, there is, but playing for the Lakers changes everything, and Zion Williamson will certainly take care of his body and health to shine in Los Angeles alongside Luka Doncic. If this deal goes through, it will be scary for their rivals. But to get Zion Williamson, the Lakers will have to give up the talent of Austin Reeves. But the NBA is a business, and Zion Williamson is a top-notch star. If he is fit and healthy, we don't see another duo in the NBA as brilliant as Zion Williamson and Luka Doncic. Post-season rumors: blockbuster trade makes the Lakers a super team next season. The Los Angeles Lakers are always in the mix for a big move. It's in their DNA. With LeBron James still performing at an elite level, Luka Doncic on the roster as a top 5 player, and a supporting cast that feels a piece short when compared to the OKC Thunder, it's time to ask the question, what if LA swings for the fences? Enter the New Orleans Pelicans, a team brimming with star talent but lacking a clear direction. They traded Brandon Ingram before the trade deadline, and Zion Williamson's time is likely up as well, as Herb Jones and Yves Missi are the building blocks of the team moving forward. That is why we propose a crazy trade idea involving the purple and gold yet again. Could the Lakers and Pelicans come together for a deal around Zion Williamson that shakes up the league? The Lakers get their Showtime 2.0 moment with a long-term replacement for the departed Anthony Davis, and the Pelicans get a fresh start. Let's break down how and why this blockbuster trade could become a reality. Los Angeles Lakers receive Zion Williamson. New Orleans Pelicans receive Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, 2031 first-round pick, 2026 first-round pick swap. The Lakers have always thrived with superstars. From Magic, Kareem, and Worthy to Kobe and Shaq, history tells us that when LA goes all in, banners follow. Adding Zion Williamson to LeBron James and Luka Doncic creates a modern-day version of that dominance, size, skill, and raw dominance. Zion, despite durability concerns with only 30 games played this season, remains one of the league's most efficient scorers, averaging 24.6 points per game on 56.7% shooting this season. His rim-wrecking athleticism alongside LeBron and Luka's playmaking would make him unstoppable. The fit is seamless. Zion thrives in transition, and who better to get him easy buckets than two of the greatest passers of all time? LeBron and Luka's court vision would unlock a new level of dominance for Williamson, who already feasts in the paint. The Lakers would instantly become one of the most physically imposing teams in the NBA, and the team might need a dominant interior presence instead of another ball handler in Austin Reeves. Zion is the perfect player for them. Of course, questions remain, particularly around spacing. Zion has yet to develop a consistent three-point shot, career 32.7%, and the team already struggles with their shooting, 12.9 makes on 36% per game this season. However, with a new big three, the Lakers won't have issues signing shooters in free agency. The real gamble here isn't fit, it's health. But if Zion stays on the court, the Lakers' championship window extends well beyond LeBron's final years. If the Lakers pull this off, they are making a statement. The Western Conference remains a gauntlet, with Oklahoma City, Denver, and Minnesota all boasting hungry squads with elite superstars. But a fully operational Zion-LeBron-Luka trio elevates LA to contender status overnight. Health permitting, this move gives them the most dominant inside scoring presence in the NBA. Zion's ability to collapse defenses would open up countless opportunities for LA's perimeter shooters, creating a modernized version of the inside-out game that made Shaq and Kobe so unstoppable. LeBron, Luka, and Zion would be the epitome of Showtime 2.0, and it would do the big man wonders to train with the most conditioned athlete in NBA history. If the Lakers make it happen, they might as well build a statue of Rob Pelinka outside Crypto.com Arena. Wild fan theory reveals why Lakers and JJ Redick must win championship this year. The Los Angeles Lakers have locked up the third seed in the Western Conference, giving them home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs at least. With LeBron James and recently acquired Luka Doncic leading the way, the team feels it has a great chance to win it all. However, urgency may be at an all-time high for the team and head coach JJ Redick based on an online theory from a fan on Reddit. When looking at the history of the LA Lakers and their 17 championships, every time a head coach was in his first season with the team, he either won the NBA championship or never won one at all. If that trend were to continue, that would mean the Lakers would either win the championship this season or Redick would be in some trouble. This theory is wild, yet true based on past seasons, but doesn't necessarily indicate any factual evidence of anything. It is just an interesting trend for Lakers fans to keep in mind. The trend has more of an impact on Redick, who, if he is superstitious and believes this sort of thing to be factual, then for the sake of his long-term job prospects and future success, he needs to win the championship this year. Otherwise, his time with the Lakers may be cut short sooner rather than later. This trend can also be viewed in a positive light, as it could also mean the team is destined to win a championship this season. A lot of people aren't taking the Lakers seriously as contenders given they made huge changes halfway through the season and could use an offseason to produce a better-fitting roster, but they do have the top-end talent to go far in the playoffs. The West is an interesting conference this year because, besides the Thunder, who happen to be young and not the most playoff-proven team, essentially the opposite of the Lakers, there isn't really a clear standout team. The Nuggets are arguably the next most proven team in the West, but they just fired their head coach inexplicably, so it is hard to imagine them suddenly putting it all together and making a championship run. The Warriors are another potentially scary team for the Lakers in the playoffs after acquiring Jimmy Butler, but the two may face off in the first round, which could help the Lakers feel more ready for the rest of the playoffs if they can overcome that huge obstacle off the bat. While this theory doesn't indicate anything factual, it does provide some interesting perspectives on how Lakers fans should expect this year's playoffs to go for their favorite team. Key statistic shows how Lakers must use Rui Hachimura during 2025 NBA playoffs. There's an obvious strength that must be highlighted. Los Angeles Lakers forward Rui Hachimura has responded to adversity as well as anyone could have asked him to. Routinely listed as the Lakers' best trade asset due to his team-friendly contract, Hachimura has proven that his greatest value is on the court. As the 2025 NBA playoffs near, that value must be properly appreciated and utilized by emphasizing Hachimura's presence as a scoring threat. Hachimura is in the midst of what may very well be his best NBA season. He's come into his own as a defender, emerging as a true 3-and-D player with averages of 13.1 points, 5.0 rebounds, 1.4 offensive boards, 1.4 assists, and 1.7 3-point field goals made on .505/.412/.771 shooting. Between his energy on both ends of the floor and his efficient touch as a shooter, Hachimura has helped set the tone and emerge as something of a glue guy. The most important statistic on Hachimura's resume, however, is his 9.8 field goal attempts per game. It may seem like a relatively inconsequential number, but it's actually come to define the Lakers' season, or, more specifically, their success. When Hachimura exceeds that figure of 9.8 by attempting at least 10 shots, the Lakers are 22-7, and they're 14-15 when he plays but attempts fewer than 10 field goals. Lakers are 22-7 when Hachimura takes 10-plus shots, 14-15 when he doesn't. That paints a clear picture of the Lakers needing to get Hachimura at least 10 shots in any game he plays. He's an explosive athlete with an efficient jump shot and the ability to successfully attack closeouts, and those skills have translated directly to the win column. The specifics of that success include the fact that Los Angeles boasts an unfathomably dominant record of 21-3 when he puts up between 10 and 13 field goals. It'd obviously be irrational to force Hachimura to shoot, or for that matter, to cap his attempts when his shot is falling. Los Angeles needs to get the ball in his hands, however, and past postseason runs imply that it's easier said than done. Hachimura attempted at least 10 shots just once during the 2025 NBA playoffs, seemingly implying that he's reluctant to shoot. Much has changed between then and now, however, as the Lakers have built an entirely new hierarchy and identity as a team. Hachimura has benefited as much as anyone on the roster, seemingly evolving into the player the Lakers were hoping he'd become. An energetic forward with the size, strength, and athleticism to make an impact on either end of the floor, Hachimura has silenced his critics with a truly memorable season. The reality he's facing, however, is that the one area in which he can be reluctant to contribute is the most important phase of the game for him and the team. The contrast between when Hachimura shoots at least 10 shots and when he doesn't is startling, and there's no margin for error in the playoffs. If Hachimura's transformation into a championship-caliber starter is going to be finalized, then Los Angeles will need to empower him to reach his magic number as a shooter during the playoffs. Lakers' confidence grows after clinching Pacific Division. After the Los Angeles Lakers beat Houston on Friday night to clinch the Pacific Division title and the third seed in the playoffs with their 50th victory of the season, their post-game celebration was both wild and wet. The jubilant shouts and roars from their locker room could be heard through the cement walls of the tunnel in their downtown arena. The aquatic element of the festivities became obvious moments later when coach J.J. Redick emerged with damp hair and wearing a green Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt, which he called the only dry item of clothing I have. Hopefully, in the next 9 days, the $17,000 in damage to the carpet can get fixed, Redick said jokingly. There was about 8 ice buckets put on me. Redick and his players had earned a few moments of fun. A team led by a rookie head coach and LeBron James has navigated through a massive midseason trade, survived several recent setbacks and emerged as a clear contender for a deep playoff run. And perhaps even a title challenge for a franchise with 17 banners already in the rafters? I feel like we can win a championship, to be honest with you, said Austin Reeves, Cedar Ridge High School. The reason for that is I know everybody in that locker room believes that. James didn't speak to the media after the game, but Luka Doncic echoed Reeves' assessment of the Lakers' belief in their championship quality after they wrapped up the division with their 7th win in 10 games down the stretch. I think we have the team to do it, said Doncic, who scored 39 points in 3 quarters against the Rockets. When everybody is locked in, we're a hard team to beat, so that's our goal. The goal seems increasingly realistic, which is even more impressive because this version of the Lakers has only been together for 2 months. Doncic played his first game for Los Angeles on February 10, several days after the Dallas Mavericks shocked the basketball world by dealing the Slovenian superstar in a package for Anthony Davis. The Lakers are 19-12 since then, not a jaw-dropping record, but one that stands out given the upheaval they've faced. The guys that have been here all along, they went through every single peak and valley, Redick said. I think even this third iteration of this team has gone through a bunch of peaks and valleys. Just incredibly proud of our team. It's an accomplishment to win 50 games in the regular season in any year, particularly in this year, in this Western Conference. The Lakers now have one of the NBA's best scorers in their lineup next to the top scorer in basketball history, and the partnership is increasingly enticing. Doncic and James combined for 53 points in 53 minutes against the Rockets in what was probably their final outing before the playoffs begin next weekend. Los Angeles also finished 31-10 at home, posting the third-best home record in the league. Clinching the number 3 seed means the Lakers can rest their top players Sunday in Portland, and everyone can get some time off next week while the play-in tournament occurs. Los Angeles had to slog through the play-in games in each of the previous 2 seasons after finishing 7th in the West with James and Anthony Davis. When the Lakers finally learn their first-round matchup Sunday, they can begin mentally preparing for the final chapter in a season full of drama but still lacking a Hollywood ending.